Okay, so
About 5 more.
we're on section 2-3. Section 2-3.
So, Taylor, do you know why Apple likes to tell everybody that someone's been kidnapped at 6 a.m. or?
Huh?
So if you see them, you can help.
Do what now?
Dude, okay, hang on. Where's my phone?
Okay, we are recording right now, so you're not like about ready to.
No.
Okay.
So I got an Amber Alert this morning
Yeah?
at like 6 a.m.
Yeah? About the Lansing, the.
No, Phoenix, Washington.
We were in first hour when that went on.
Yeah, we were in first.
Phoenix, Washington?
Yeah. Why do I care? I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, I mean, I wouldn't care, but you can't do anything about
You
it.
see the car just whipping by.
Garrett, are we in Phoenix, Washington?
Well, you know, maybe they drove here, and if they drive like you, they might have got here or not. No, yeah, that's the name of the dad. No. That's I heard that name. Phoenix, Washington, and his son, Phoenix, Washington Jr. in Lansing.
Yeah, the kid's name is Phoenix.
Yeah.
What if that was you in the back of that van? And they said, no, we'll let him go. We're not gonna have anybody be looking for some creeped out van with Louis
Dude,
in the back of it.
all the kids that get kidnapped on a regular basis, why is there not more Amber Alerts?
Phoenix.
Apple, they literally pick out one, they're like, well, I guess we'll just tell people about this guy.
Phoenix got kidnapped by his
And I'm sure if it happens to you, you won't make the cut. You'll.
No, I hope I don't, bro.
I'm pretty sure you
trying to
won't.
wake up some people.
Okay, so.
Washington Junior.
Don't send an Amber
You should put junior and senior on that.
Yeah.
Phoenix Washington Junior.
Yeah.
Age 2.
Don't even.
Okay, so section 2-3, we're going to go over a few notes here, then we're not going to dive into the assignment right away. And again, I can't stress enough here, this stuff is brand new stuff that we never even talked about in regular old algebra, okay? We're going to talk about parabolas, U-shaped curves for the most part, but you need to understand that just because something's U-shaped doesn't necessarily make it a parabola, okay? And I'm going to tell you right now that I'm going to do the best I can with my drawings. My drawings are not going to look good, okay? I'll do the best I can, but I am not artistic at all, okay? So, I mean, you think about a parabola. You're like, oh, it's a U-shape. Okay, we got to do better than that, okay? We got to do better than just that. I'm going to give you the definition of what a parabola is, and it's going to sound a little confusing. But before I do that, let's see if you guys can, I'm going to give you the definition of something, and I want to see if you guys can figure out what it is that I'm defining, okay? If we had Hoppa standing up, and I told everybody in the room to stand 10 feet away from him. If he was standing in the room, and I told everybody to stand 10 feet away from him, where would you guys be standing? I mean, 10 feet away, but what would that look like?
Probably a circle.
Not probably a circle, definitely a circle, okay? So for example, let's say I'm 10 feet away, okay? If this is 10 feet right here, if somebody stood over here, is this 10 feet away from them?
Yeah.
It's a little more, and over here, it's way more, okay? We should have done a circle around him, okay? So, the definition of a circle, we know what a circle looks like. Circle is a set of all points that are the same distance from one point. We call that the center, okay? He's the center. Every point that's 10 feet away or whatever it is the distance, is the same distance, okay? So that's what a circle is. Set of all points, you don't need to write that down. I'm just using this as an example when we talk about a parabola, okay? So it's a set of all points, the same distance from a certain point called the center. What a parabola is, okay? I'll give you the definition, then I'm going to draw a picture here, okay? It's a set of all points. Parabola is a set of all points, the same distance from a point, that's something called a focus, and a line. That's something called a directrix. I would jot that down. Am I going to ask you on the next test, define parabola? No, I'm not going to. But you need to understand it, okay? A parabola is a set of all points that's the same distance from a point called the focus as it is from a line called the directrix, okay? And that sounds, like I said, that sounds a little confusing, and we're going to try to make it a lot easier here real soon, okay? But that's what a parabola is, okay? And while you're writing that down, I'm going to draw a picture of a parabola with a focus and a directrix, okay? If it was me, I wouldn't write it down. I wouldn't write this down, then I would just watch, okay? So, if I gave you a point right here, that's called the focus. And if I gave you a line right here, That's called the directrix. This is the part I would not write down, I would just watch. Here's the focus, here's the directrix, okay? Now, just real quick here, okay? If I was, the distance from the focus to the directrix. Now, if I said, if say you're standing right here, and you want to walk to this line, okay, if I want to find out the distance, is the distance from here to this directrix, would you like walk to here? Or like walk over here, or walk over, where would you walk? I mean,
Probably straight.
you go straight there, okay? So the distance, I mean, what you need to understand is this distance and this distance is not the same. This is obviously longer than that. Okay, so I would walk this distance, that's the distance, we'll say that's 5, okay? Well, this point right here, okay? Is this point right here closer, I'm a good drawer, is this point right here closer to the focus or closer to the directrix?
Go directly in the middle.
Supposed to be the same. It's not exact. It's supposed to be exactly the same, but I'm off by a little bit. Okay. Now, what if I did this? What if I put this point right here? Okay. Compare this distance to that distance.
It's longer.
Help me out. Okay. It's longer because I'm a bad drawer. It's supposed to be what?
The same.
Thank you. It's supposed to be the same. It's supposed to be the same. Okay.
Looks like
I know I'm a bad drawer. I've said that 5 times. Okay. How about this point right here? Compare this distance and this distance.
That's definitely longer.
You want to get up here and draw?
He
Okay.
didn't run all the way this way, then down said.
I'm a bad drawer for the 8th time. It's supposed to be the same. It's supposed to be, okay?
But even like if it was a good drawing, it's gonna take longer to go.
Okay, is there a point? Okay, could I have done this? Is that better?
Yeah, but it's still longer.
I think that's pretty darn
No,
close.
Garrett means it's.
No, what I'm saying is if you're standing here and somebody else is standing here, this point, is this person closer here or closer there?
That's what it is.
Oh, I thought you were. Okay.
No, I'm saying,
I thought you were trying to say that going straight down and then going.
oh,
right
no.
down is
What
the
I'm
same
saying is,
distance.
this point right here, this distance to the point and this distance to the line are supposed to be the same.
Yeah.
Okay, that's, I can't do any better than
I
that.
thought
okay?
you were trying to say that.
No.
Going right and then down was. the
No,
same as
yeah,
going
okay, I
straight
get you.
down.
Now, how about this? Let's try this right here. Compare this distance to that distance. Supposed to be the same, okay?
Yeah.
So, okay. So, if I put this point right here, this distance and this distance is the same.
I got it.
This distance
He's making a spider.
and this distance is supposed to be the same, okay? Now, if I connect these dots,
Whoa,
what do we got there?
a parabola.
A parabola. Some people like to call them parabolas, okay? So, that's what a parabola is. It's a set of all points. So this point right
You
here.
don't go through the focus.
No, that's a very good question. Ask that in a minute, okay? No, it does not, okay? So, this point on the parabola, what can I say about this distance and this distance?
Same.
It's the same. This point up here on the parabola, if I went a little bit farther, this distance and this distance would be the same, okay? Now, is the focus on the parabola? No. And I tell you what, you guys say it's U-shaped, I'm gonna use a different word. We're gonna say it's a cup. We'll say it's a cup, okay? The focus isn't on the cup, it's where? In the cup. The focus is in the cup. Where's the directrix? Is the directrix on the parabola? Is it on the cup?
Sit on me.
It's
I won't say it sits on it. It doesn't, because sitting on it means it touches it.
under it.
Huh?
Under it.
Under it, we'll say outside of it, okay? Because sometimes it's not under it, okay? So what I want you to understand is, I would jot this down. The focus is in the cup. The cup is a U-shape. U-shape is a parabola, okay? Focus is in the cup. The directrix is outside the cup. Okay. Let's erase this ugly drawing.
I wasn't making fun of you.
That's I know. I was doing the best I could, and that's about as good as I can make it. You're still great critical. That's just because we're on the wrong page here, different pages. I was like,
think you
dude,
did pretty good for what you were told.
thank you. Somebody wants extra credit. Someone she ain't getting
Brownie
it.
points.
She ain't getting it, but she wants it. Okay, so next thing you want to jot down is this: parabolas are of the form y equals ax squared. Okay. A parabola equation is always one of the variables is squared The other one is not.
So,
Okay.
where did we identify the diatrix?
Say it again.
Where was
Directrix?
Yeah, because you put the focus down, but you didn't put.
We said that so far, all I want you to understand is the focus. You brought it up. The focus is in the cup. All I want you to know right now is that the directrix is always outside the cup.
Okay.
That's all I want you to know right now. And we'll talk about that in just a few seconds here, okay? So y equals ax squared. We've already talked about these. If I give you y equals 3x squared, does that parabola open up or does it open down?
Up.
Why?
There's no negative in front.
Because there's no negative in front. If it was y equals negative 6x squared, it opens down. So, I would jot this down. A is positive. Now, what is A? A is just the number in front of the x squared. That's all it is. A is what's in front of the x squared. I'm going to draw this. It's a very quick, ugly, rough graph of a parabola opening up. That's all I want you to put. Then under that, I'll put A is negative. What am I going to draw?
Down.
Wait, did you just say that A is always positive?
No. If A is positive, it opens
Oh,
up. If A is negative, we're going to have a parabola opening down. Now, I don't know if it was this class or the other Algebra 2 class. I'm not sure which it was. They asked about, I don't want to say, they brought this up. I think it was you guys, okay? There's other parabolas, though. We have y equals ax squared. We can also have x equals ay squared. I want to make sure you understand a parabola is when you have two variables, x and y, when one is squared and one is not, okay? Any idea what that parabola is going to look like? If it says x equals, it's going to open sideways, okay? It's not going to open up or down. It's going to open either left or right.
What's the point of a sideways parabola?
What's the point of it?
Yeah, like, what's it gonna help you understand?
Well, I mean, just different, like, for example, a line. I mean, why do you draw lines? I mean, it's, for example, an application of lines, if you have data and you plot points, you can see what the line that comes close to it, and it can help you predict future values or something. If your grades were like this, or if the amount of money you have is this, looks like this, is there a straight line that connects all those? No. But that comes close, and we could use that to predict in the future how much money you're
money
going to
you're gonna make later?
Okay.
Yeah, but how do you use a parabola like that though?
Well,
It's
you
like
could have data that
it's a
represents,
sideward view.
you could have a parabola that like this. Say that you have data that goes like this. Is there a line that goes through all those?
No.
But is there a parabola that goes through all of those?
Yeah.
All of them? Goes through every one of them?
Close.
Okay, close. But this doesn't really fit like a line, but it fits more like, did that hit every dot?
No.
But it came close.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
well, you can know.
What if we have
You
one
know
that
when
fits?
your money's gonna be dead, and then when it's rising.
Right.
Yeah, but that's not a sideways.
I'll try to think of off the top of my head, I can't think of a real good example. That'll be my homework for tonight, okay? All right, so if A is positive, any idea, this is gonna look like if A is a positive number. If it's x equals ay squared and A is positive, is it gonna open up or is it gonna open down? Or neither?
Either.
It's gonna open out. If A is positive,
Sideways.
which way?
To the right.
If A is positive, it's gonna go to the right. So I'm gonna draw
Right
parabolas.
just seems positive.
And if A is negative, it's gonna open to the left.
But that's only when you have the formula.
X equals ay squared.
Okay.
So if I give you this right here, x equals 9y squared. Now, listen carefully. Is this a parabola? X equals 9y squared. Is that a parabola? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Yeah, why?
Because there's two variables
And?
and an equal.
Okay, how about this? You said two variables. How about y equals 3x? Is that a parabola? There's two variables.
No.
No, that's not a parabola. Why?
Because there's no square.
Okay, keep watching. Two variables. Do you see square?
Yeah. but
Yeah, is that a parabola?
No.
No, why?
2 squares.
How many are supposed to be squared?
One.
Only one. A parabola has both x and y, but one is squared and one is not. Yes, ma'am?
So how do you know if it's like going to go, because if it's positive, it goes up. and
If it's
also-
y equals, if it's of this
Oh,
form,
okay.
if it's of this form, because what direction does y go? Up and down. The y-axis is up and down. X is left and right. If it's positive, it goes right. If it's negative, it goes left.
Okay.
Okay? Yeah, it has to be of that form. Okay. So, next thing I want you to jot down, then we're gonna dive into these, is this, a formula that you're gonna have to definitely memorize, okay? There's one you've already hopefully memorized so far, was negative b over 2a. We use that to find the vertex of a parabola when we have two x's. Remember that from last week? Okay, another formula you're gonna need to know is this. A equals 1 over 4p, okay? Now, I've already said this once. I think I've only said it one time. See if you guys caught it. Okay, and it's on the board. Don't make this difficult, okay? Do not make this difficult. You look at this formula, and it's on the board, okay? What's A? I mean, what is A?
The whatever letter or number is in the front.
In front of x squared?
The first value.
X or y squared.
X squared or y squared, okay? A is simply the number in front of the x squared or the number in front of the y squared. That's all it is, okay? Okay, so what the heck is P? You don't know yet. I haven't told you that one yet, okay? A is the number in front of the x squared or the y squared, okay? Now if you're wondering, well, which one is it? We'll deal with that when we start the assignment. Okay, don't worry about it. It's either in front of the x squared or in front of the y squared, okay? What is P? Somebody has the opportunity to impress me big time here, okay? What is P? It's the distance from the focus. I said the distance from the focus. The distance from the focus. Could I have said distance from the directrix? Or not, do you think?
Yeah.
They're the same thing.
Very good, you impressed me. Very good, I'm not being sarcastic here. Okay? If you're on the parabola, I'll say this very slowly. If you're on the parabola, are you closest to the focus? Where's the focus? The point. Or are you closer to the directrix, the line?
Same.
They're the same, very good. They're the same. So from focus or directrix. It doesn't matter, they're the same. P is the distance from the focus or the distance from the directrix, okay? Now, if you're going, man, I don't know about all this, it's getting kind of confusing. It's okay, it's really okay. Once we start doing the problems, it will make it easier, okay? Now, and I've already told you guys I'm no good at this, but the first thing you want to do on these problems after you read them is draw a picture. You want to draw, I can't do these without drawing a picture. As bad as my drawings are, I can't do these without drawing a picture, okay? So let's look at exercise 5. We're on 2-3. Look at number 5. Number 5 says, now here's the deal. It says use the distance formula. What have I talked about on the distance formula today? I haven't, okay? I have not used, in the case, you should have learned this in algebra or maybe in geometry. You don't write this down. Does this look familiar?
Yeah.
You guys remember that? I mean, at least look familiar.
That's the distance.
We're not going to use the distance formula. Okay? Well, I take that back. We're going to use the distance formula. You just aren't going to realize. We're not going to use that formula.
Good.
But we're going to be employing that formula whether you realize it or not. You won't even know it. We're going to be using the distance formula. And you already used the distance formula. You said distance from the focus, the directrix are the same. You were using the distance formula, okay? You just didn't realize it. We're going to be using it over and over and over. You just aren't going to know it, okay? So, says, write an equation of the parabola with a focus, let's jot this down, focus of 0, -2, and the directrix, y equals 2. Okay, so let's jot that down. That's important information. And what's cool is they can give you very minimal information like that, and we can have a pretty good idea of what this parabola looks like, okay? Now, when I say draw a picture, it doesn't have to be fantastic. It can just be a very quick, sloppy graph, okay? But I mean, try to make it as good as you can, okay? Because the sloppier you make it, the harder it is for yourself, okay? Now, I said this a couple times a minute or two ago. What do we do now? I read the problem. I'm not very good at this, but what am I going to do?
Draw a picture.
Draw a picture, okay? So we don't take a break, no. Okay. So, the focus is 0, -2. Where's 0, -2 at? In 2 words. Where's 0, -2?
Left 2.
Careful, that's 2 -2.
Negative left. Right 2. Left.
Down to.
Down 2. You gotta be able to plot points, guys.
Oh, I'm done.
Left to right, well, we knew that, but okay. You go left to right, none, but then you go down 2. We go down 2. Now, this may sound stupid here, but what am I gonna put at down 2? I'm gonna put what?
Focus.
How come a dot? Because a focus is a point. Put a dot there.
Wow. Can we label it?
If you want to, you can. I'll just label F. Don't label it focus. I'll just label F. Okay, it's gonna. I mean, if you want to, I don't care. Okay, and then it says the directrix is y2. Who can tell me in 2 words where is y2?
On the
Up
y-axis.
2 on the y-axis. Up 2. Am I gonna put a dot there or a point there?
A line.
A line. Now you always draw a line across the axis, not on it. So am I gonna draw it across or down?
Definitely up and down, just like you didn't say.
Okay. Now, where do you think the vertex is? Definitely 0, 0. Definitely. Why? And it's not close to 0, 0. It's exactly 0, 0. Why?
Isn't it like the parent function or something?
Yeah, but it's not always going to be 0. Now, at first, it's always going to be 0, 0. And he's already answered. He's about ready to answer it again. Think about what he said a couple minutes ago. He can't talk right
Oh, it's
now.
always the same.
Yeah, what's this distance?
2.
What's this distance?
2.
2. Now, if you can see this, great. If you can't, it's not the end of the world. Is this this is our vertex. Now, the parabola is not going to go through this point. This point's not on the parabola, it's in the parabola. So is this parabola going to open up, down, left, or right?
Oh.
Okay, hang on a second. Does it open up?
Well, no, down because then.
Why can't it open up?